What is going on, guys? It's Justin from Push and Profit. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about ticker symbol SPCE, Virgin Galactic. This is a stock that I've covered multitude of times on this channel. We're going to go ahead and break down some of the things I'm seeing on the chart, as well as some catalyst events that could definitely, impact the price of the stock, right? So, one of the first things I want to mention, let's go ahead and look at the chart first. Is recap of today. I'm gonna show you guys today. Didn't have the best trading day, only $181.06. Again, at the end of the day, I can't really complain. Profit is profit. I think I've been getting a little greedy now with seeing higher numbers. Yesterday we hit a home run where we did $5,000, almost $6,000 in 1 day trading. Today it's $180, right? So it just goes to show you that in the trading territory, if this is something that you're going to be doing, you have to understand that it's not consistent. And so if you did $20,000 last month in September, you can't expect to do $20,000 in October, right? You're gonna have fluctuation of just what your returns are, right? So that's something you have to get used to or understand when it comes to the trading territory. Again, not a bad day. I always say profit's profit. In reality, the goal for me is $300 a day, because $300 a day is equivalent to at least 100,000 a year, right? But again, that's the overall goal. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about ticker symbol SPCE. Now, SPCE, we have a bunch of lines on the chart, and sometimes I do like to take things out just so we could get a clearer understanding. And we see that on the 4-hour chart, right? I have it circled right here in the 4-hour chart. Pretty much SPCE has been selling off, right? It's been selling off aggressively. In fact, if we go to the daily chart, we see that we had a double top pattern, and this is something I mentioned about a couple of months ago, where Spce went up, Spce went down, Spce went up, and I mentioned how around this area we're probably gonna have a lot of selling going on with a multitude of different things. We had news with the founder of the company selling millions of dollars of shares. It was a double top pattern, etc. So here we are today. Now, the important thing I want to talk about today is that let's go ahead and kind of go back to a 4-hour chart. And let's go ahead and bring back my drawings. And I'm sorry if my drawings kind of make things too cluttered. That's why I try to trade with a minimalist approach. But I want to point something out. So I drew this triangle over here, and this is typically a descending triangle pattern, or it is a descending triangle pattern, where typically once we break below, there's more selling. And we could see, if we scroll down a bit, we broke below the triangle, and there was some heavy selling, right? And then the next day as well. So if we kind of grabbed a little drawing tool over here, we saw that there was about 7% of selling after we broke below that triangle, right? But something I want to point out is that immediately after the day after, we had a really green day in the market. And then today, for SPCE, it was pretty much a flat day. We moved sideways, the stock consolidated, and we did break above this area at one point, this resistance at $23.47, around there. We did break above it. As you can see, we had the little candle wick over there. If you don't understand how to read candles, I have a free video on this channel where you could check that out, so you could understand how to read candles on the charts. Also, in the program, in the Push and Profit program, we do talk about breaking down how to digest candles. But we do see that we had this wick, but it wasn't strong enough to hold above this area. Now, a few other things I want to point out is, if we could break through this area, and I'm talking about a full body of the candle breaking above this area of resistance, we could see a major reversal happening for SPCE. Now, something that looks pretty promising is that we see this blue line over here. This is the exponential moving average, right? The 9-day exponential moving average. And it looks like we're somewhat adhering to it, right? We're not, we did break below it at one point in the day, but we are hovering above it. We have full bodies of candles hovering above it. And so, if we could just break above this area of resistance, there's no telling where the next area is all the way until $27, which is a promising almost about 16%, which is a great return, especially if you're looking to day trade this or swing trade this, right? So that's the one thing. We just after a while, I mean, the stock has been getting beaten down heavily. Not saying that it has to absolutely come up, But I do see, as long as we consolidate for a little bit and start breaking above this area of resistance, then we may see some, pushing in the upward movement, which is exactly what you want if you're looking at this from a bullish perspective. Now, also, the RSI is somewhere in the middle. I think it should probably cool off a little bit more, but at the end of the day, in the stock market, it doesn't matter what you think the chart should do, because in reality, stocks don't have to adhere to any technical analysis that you do, and we really just trade whatever the market presents. Kind of like when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade, right? And so right now we're just looking at what SPC is presenting towards us. And, again, if we break above this area of resistance, I'm going to add a small position for possibly a swing trade or, a day trade. If it's a day trade, I'll probably be more aggressive. But if it's a swing trade, then I'll probably, enter with a small amount. And then the next area I'm looking for is if we could break this area of $25, which is the simple moving average, because that's another, average that I do want to see us breaking above, right? And so I'll pretty much, start going heavier, especially if we break above this area. Now, I do want to talk about some catalyst events, because, of course, at the end of the day, the market does overreact to a lot of events. And, as, a trader, your goal is to really just profit off the fluctuation in price. So let's go ahead and talk about something real quick. And, let's go ahead and we have this headline right here by Barron's. I'm not subscribed to them at all. So, we don't see the full article, but that's fine. This is enough information right here. We see that space tourism has attracted the space legend William Shatner, the actor famous for playing Star Trek's Captain Kirk, is going into space with Jeff Bezos' space company Blue Origin. Now, why does this information matter for, what we're talking about with Virgin Galactic SPCE, right? Now, I mentioned it on this channel before that, any good news that happens with either SpaceX of, Elon Musk or Blue Origin of Jeff Bezos, it does affect SPCE, and I notice it affects it in a positive way. And the reason I believe that, if we have good news from the flight with Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' company, why this could be a positive impact on SPCE is I mentioned in the past that, overall, any good news for space tourism is optimistic for, SPCE, because the goal is, to really validate that space tourism is going to be a successful and profitable business model. And so if we could just have more good news coming even from the competitor, that just, validates that space tourism is something that is justifiable, that is going to be a successful business model, right? So, of course, that's just a little bit of hype, if you have someone from Star Trek, going on to space with Jeff Bezos' company. And, the date that is happening on, let me just go ahead and go back to that article. That mentions that is happening announced Monday. That is happening on October 12th. So literally just about, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 days from now, we got to really pay attention to what happens on the 12th. So definitely keep an eye out. As I said in the past, every time Blue Origin does have, some good catalyst events, it definitely impacts Virgin Galactic. So that's something I'm going to keep my eye out. Especially, we do need a good, catalyst event to, propel us into this area of, this downtrend and really just reverse it. Now, at the end of the day, doesn't mean that good news is going to absolutely push it to all-time highs. Absolutely not. There's a ton of, areas of resistance and barriers that we definitely had to break above before I could see a time where, we're breaking above $62.80, which was an all-time high. But, if we're, looking at a daily chart, one thing that I can say is that Virgin Galactic has been on a solid uptrend. I know, obviously, we had these major spikes up and down, but overall, if you really just look at it, the stock is going up over time, which is good. But it's definitely great that it does have these big uptrends, because as a trader, you can make a profit with the stock going up or with the stock going down. And SPCE has been a favorite of mine just because I'm very fortunate to be able to take advantage of the opportunities when things are selling down. I shorted it heavily, and I have no shame in that. and when it's time for things to go back up, or ride the wave back up. Am I always catching the wave? No, not 100%, because oftentimes I'm looking at other stocks and tickers. As you guys saw yesterday, I traded a firm, which was something that I've been mentioning. Also, if you don't know what a firm is, I definitely recommend checking out yesterday's video, because that's a heavy play that I'm looking into for the remainder of the holiday season. I'm talking Black Friday. I'm also talking about the winter holidays, but that's, for that video. I'm not going to talk too much here. But yeah, so, we just have, this is what's pretty much going on with SPCE. Not any major news actually happening for Virgin Galactic. The only thing that I mentioned was really with Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. But, who knows? Maybe if we could have some hype, news for space, maybe get someone from Star Wars perhaps into space. We just need something to definitely push above these levels. So that's something I'm going to be paying attention to. At the end of the day, don't ever, trade based off someone else's opinion, or even invest in a stock based off someone else's opinion. I know a lot of times you guys may see that, I have some decent trades, but there are times where I do lose. And if you guys want to see, my trades for today, I definitely recommend, following me on Instagram. I don't, promote my Instagram too much, but pretty much on my Instagram story, I show like a daily recap of my trades. I show you guys how much I made. I show you guys how much I lost. So definitely consider following me on Instagram. And with that being said, guys, also consider checking out the links in the description below, because one of the links is going to be a link for Webull, which is the platform you guys see me using right here, which is basically a great platform that I recommend for individuals to trade on. It's a platform that I use. I mean, it's one of the cleanest looking platforms, and I really love their mobile app. That's what drove me into Webull. If you guys saw this channel earlier in the year, you guys saw that I traded with TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, and I think TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is a great, powerful platform for trading. But their mobile, first of all, they have 3 separate mobile apps to do different things, but none of them come in comparison to how organized it is as Webull, right? But that's just my preference. At the end of the day, your broker is just a tool that you use to trade. But definitely consider checking out the link in the description below. And I've been also getting a lot of questions on, do I do any mentorship, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and address this. So if you guys are interested in learning how to trade, I do have a program. The link is in the description below. Make sure to use the discount code, because that is actually expiring soon. And basically what that link is going to do is going to take you to the Push and Profit program, where you'll have access to message me through our private chat, and other traders as well as you'll have access to participate in our daily briefings, where we kind of talk about what's going on in the overall market, which is very important to really discuss what's going on in the overall market, because there's a lot of events that definitely affect the market. For example, what we talked about with Blue Origin, that's something that I consider small. But of course, if we're looking at like a global perspective, or just, a national perspective, we have, we have the debt ceiling being temporarily being raised on December, which is something that is very important. It's probably going to make tomorrow a really green day, just depending on people on how they react into the news. Maybe people may not be really into this temporary solution, but it's definitely a good solution. And then of course we also had the jobs report coming out tomorrow. So again, there's so many events that take place that really impact what's going on with the market. So definitely check out that link, where you'll be able to message me. You'll be able to message other traders, participate in our daily briefings. And I also forgot to mention that there's about 5+ hours in video lesson libraries lessons that you'll have access to once you purchase that program. So definitely make sure to use the coupon code in the link in the description below. And with that being said, guys, again, my name is Justin from Push and Profit. Hope you're having a beautiful day, and let's end on a green note.